Smash Ping Pong might be the strangest Famicom Disk System release. I'm trying to figure out how it happened, and I can't get a good answer. Japanese sources are quiet on how this game happened, and the typical reasons that these things happen don't apply here. The confusing thing about Smash Ping Pong is it's a Konami game that was published by Nintendo. In fact, it was an arcade game originally, Konami no Ping Pong, and Konami published a bunch of ports of the game themselves. But for some reason, on the disk system, Nintendo took over publishing it. Usually this kind of thing happens because the original publisher and developer decide that it's not really economically viable to publish that game, and then the new publisher takes it over. But here, Konami's the disk system's biggest supporter beyond Nintendo. They're not pulling away from the disk system like other companies will in the next few months. In fact, Konami's ramping up, including having a new sports line that Smash Ping Pong would fit into perfectly. It's not an enormously risky game to publish. I'm sure development here was especially cheap. So why is this by Nintendo instead of Konami? I don't think I'll ever get a good answer to that one. Obviously, Smash Ping Pong is ping pong. There's 2 game modes that determine how many points you play to, and 5 levels of difficulty. The difficulty levels seem to mainly adjust the ball speed, though even at level 1 it can be pretty quick. This might look like Nintendo's tennis, but the controls are very different. The paddle always tracks the ball. You can only move that left and right when you're preparing to serve. Instead, during a volley, hitting left on the D-pad will do an upward hit, while hitting right will do a downward hit. Basically, are you lobbing or smashing the ball? The A button changes which side of the ball you're standing on. By default, you're on the left-hand side of the ball, but if you hold down the A button, then you'll be on the right. And it is possible to get some extra spin on the ball by hitting it while you're switching between that left and right position. It's an odd system, and it does take a bit of getting used to, but I think it works pretty well. Okay, I'm doing terribly in this footage, but that's because it's tough to get a feeling for the timing. That doesn't mean it's impossible to do so. It's just it'll probably take you a while to beat your first computer opponent. In Konami's versions of Smash Ping Pong, you'll spot Pentaro from Antarctic Adventures hanging out in the crowd. But since Nintendo published this, now it's Donkey Kong, which makes Smash Ping Pong Donkey Kong's last appearance until the Game Boy game. This is also one of the very few games where you'll see Disc-kun, the Famicom Disk System mascot. In Japan, Smash Ping Pong wasn't a super hit, but it seems to be fondly remembered. Enough that Nintendo has been willing to reissue it for the Virtual Console services, and for people to have some fond memories. Also, several people mentioned that they were creeped out by the hand holding the paddle. Perhaps Smash Ping Pong is really a horror game about severed hands playing sports. This is a short video because there really is nothing to the game. If you win a match against the computer, it doesn't even take you to the next difficulty level. What you're seeing here is literally everything there is to this one. But I don't think that's a bad thing, especially for a budget title like this. Smash Ping Pong does exactly one thing, and it does it pretty well. It doesn't play like any of the tennis games at the time, and that lets Smash Ping Pong carve out its own niche. It's a different, pretty enjoyable take on something that could have felt very similar. It's just there also isn't really enough here that it'll likely hold your attention very long. This is the kind of thing that you'll play, go, okay, that was neat, and then move on.